The Aharonov idea of a two-state vector formalism, he introduces two wave functions. One is in the direction from the past to the future, and the other is in the direction from the future back into the past. This somehow is confirming that Aharonov still sees quantum mechanics in the view of time, as that elementary particles exist in some physical time. There is no such a physical time. Elementary particles and stellar objects, black holes, they all exist in a time invariant space. And we humans, we experience this time invariant space as now. So the Aharonov introduction of two wave functions is a further complication of quantum mechanics. We can deepen our understanding of subatomic world with the understanding that all elementary particles, they do not exist in an empty space deprived of physical properties. They exist in a superfluid space. This is very important to understand. And it's also logical, because a physical object that has properties of energy, that has attributes of energy, cannot exist in the medium that has no attributes of energy. This is the biggest mistake of Einstein's general relativity. That universe, that physical objects, elementary particles exist in an empty space which has only geometrical properties, curvature. The curvature of space in general relativity has to be replaced with the variable energy density of superfluid space. If we take Planck units, we know there is a Planck mass, okay? We know there is a Planck volume. If we multiply Planck mass with the c square, we get a Planck energy. And the Planck energy is the amount of energy that is in the Planck volume. If we divide Planck energy with the Planck volume, we get a Planck energy density. And this is the energy density of superfluid space in the absence of matter in intergalactic space. When we have a given physical object, the energy density of space will diminish exactly for the amount of the mass and correspondent energy of this object. This is the extension of the mass-energy equivalence principle on the superfluid space. And out of this formula we can derive inertial mass, gravitational mass, we can derive gravity, and we can, this is the way of unification of subatomic world with the macro world, because a proton and the black holes, they exist in the same superfluid space which we experience as now. And also proton is diminishing energy density of superfluid space in its center exactly correspondent to the amount of his mass and correspondent energy. So when a given elementary particle moves through the superfluid space, the particle will generate the wave of the space. And this is one of the main insights of quantum mechanics, that a particle and the wave are one phenomena. Particle and wave are always together. Valery Zbitnev has developed a vortex model of elementary particles. A proton is a vortex of superfluid space. An electron is a vortex of superfluid space. So if we take now the upper slit experiment, the double slit experiment, when the electron is moving, the electrons are moving through the upper slit. Okay. What happens in a physical reality is that electrons are generating the wave of the superfluid space. Every electron that is moving to the upper slit also generates a wave in the superfluid space, and this wave moves through the down slit. That's why we got interference pattern in a double slit experiment. Because wave and particle are always together. They are never separated. And this idea that the elementary particle can behave sometime as a wave, sometime as a particle, this is a wrong idea. And we cannot progress physics because we remove the most important element of physics, which is superfluid space, out of the model. Some theoretical physicists, they believe that the wave function somehow is something that exists in the physical reality. No, there is no wave function in the physical reality. Wave function is a mathematical description and nothing more. And there is one thing also very important to understand quantum mechanics better. This idea that a given elementary particle is in the superposition, and that when the observer is seeing one of them, this one becomes real. This is a false idea. The quantum mechanics has nothing to do with the observer. All the phenomena that happen on the subatomic level are pure technicalities of the universe. The observer has nothing to do with quantum mechanics. And you know why? That's impressing. Because there is no observer. There is no observer at all. Yes, at a certain level, at a certain stage, you can say there is observer because you have ability to observe your mind, your mental process. You can see how your mind is building, let's say, quantum mechanics. But when you go deeper, searching for the observer, as a scientist, as a physicist, you will not find it inside. I suggest all the quantum physicists which they deal with which they search on the observer and which they think that the observer exists to study the anatta principle of Buddhism. The idea of self is the result of the interaction between the five aggregates. There is no self. There is no self, and all the phenomena of quantum mechanics are running according to the laws of the universe. Has nothing to do with the observer. Because there is no observer. I hope that this video will open eyes to some people, to some physicists which study quantum mechanics. The fundamental laws of the universe are encoded in the cosmic logos, in the cosmic intelligence. And universe is perfect. There is no a single unsolved paradox in the universe itself. We have several paradoxes in physics because we don't understand how universe works. And from the position of the what I call the physics of Buddha, when you actually become aware that everything in the universe on the micro and on the macro runs according its own intelligence, then you see actually that everything is perfect. Everything is perfect, and to reach this perfection, you have to disappear into the cosmic intelligence itself. So the existence of the observer and its impacts on the subatomic process is one more illusion that we have to drop in order to understand quantum mechanics.